welcome to Meanwhile at the Castle, episode 17. We're excited to be here with you. It's May 31st and we're coming from Salt Lake City. And I'm Queen Emily, and you can find me on Ravelry as E.G. Clausen and on Instagram as Salt City Knits.
And I'm Queen Deborah, and you can find me on Instagram and Instagram as Indigo Chicken Dolls, and on Ravelry and Etsy as Indigo Chicken.
And we are the queens of our castles, so we always introduce ourselves as Queen Emily and Queen Deborah.
And our podcast is primarily about knitting, but we like to focus on just any domestic art as the, inspiration arises.
Absolutely,
so,
absolutely. So how have things been going with you this last... It's been 3 weeks since we podcasted last.
And I have the best story to share.
Oh, I'm excited.
The best story. Do you want to share first before I get into my...
No, because this is a great... If it's the story I'm thinking of, it's a great story. We should just open with it.
If you follow me on Instagram, and if you're in our Ravelry group and you've checked in at all, you'll have heard a bit about this, but it is so big that I'm telling everybody... So I was telling everybody, I'm not kidding. If anybody will listen and they stand still long enough, I'll tell them. Okay, my oldest daughter, last week, she fell. And it was really scary. So she passed out in the shower and fell dead weight on her head and her arm. And it's called the, I just forgot, vagal response? I just forgot. As soon as we hit record to podcast, we were just talking about this. We forget everything. Everything. Yeah.
We've discussed this before. We've discussed this before.
I forgot about that. Okay, sorry. Anyways, and so that was really scary. We took her into the doctor. She had a concussion. Luckily, she didn't break her arm.
And this is a good story.
This is a good story, but it was scary for the first day because she couldn't remember anything. She couldn't focus on what we were talking about or what was going on around her, and she was just out of it. And so we were really worried about concussion mostly. And so the doctor put her on brain rest. So that I was like, you think that's a bit excessive right now? But I think it was a really good blessing. So there was, like, if you know what brain rest is, there's just no music, no reading, no watching TV, no listening to music, no visiting, nothing. Dark room, very boring. That's very boring.
That is very boring. It does not sound restful at all, but it's okay.
Anyways, so we did that, and then later in the day, we could see her concussion was not getting any worse, and she actually seemed to start to perk up a little bit. Then Emily's daughter Aria came over for some quiet visiting so that she wouldn't go crazy. Anyways, this is a long story, sorry. The next day, so I didn't want to leave her for 24 hours at all. So I'm there with her by her side. We're doing her hair. Anyways, and she was in the restroom to put on her contacts, and her contact case has 2 colored lids, like most of them do. And I keep checking on her every couple of minutes. So I go in there, and she's just standing there staring at her case. And I'm like, oh, what's wrong? She's just staring. I'm like, are you okay? And she turns around, Mom, what? Is this blue? What? My daughter is colorblind. She can't see purple, yellow, or blue. And she sees blue. She saw blue. That was so exciting. So we're racing around the house finding everything blue that we can find and pulling it out. Not only can she see blue, but she can see all the shades of blue, because the other colors that she sees one shade. So she sees one shade of red and one shade of green, just how light or dark it is, but she sees all the blues. She hasn't seen a blue sky in over a year. So she's been losing her colors over the last several years, and blue was the last one to go, and the last time she could really see it was about a year ago, and she hasn't seen a blue sky in over a year. The sky's gray to her, and she can't really even see the clouds because everything just kind of blends together. That was the best day ever. So her brain, it was just like she had to do a reset button. Like, you gotta pass out so you can fall and hit your head and reset. So now you can see blue.
That's amazing. It's so amazing.
It is amazing. God is watching out for us, because really it was miraculous, I thought, the first day that she didn't injure herself worse than she did, because how she fell was really scary. But then later to find out, that now she can see blue, I was like, God
and
has
not
a
only
plan
that, but
for
she
everything.
gets to still star in the ballet this weekend.
So this weekend she
So
is Cinderella in a ballet, and we were worried she wasn't going to be able to dance after working on it for a year. I mean, it was scary, but now it is wonderful. It is lovely.
Yay.
So blue
Wonderful miracles
everywhere, all around our house. I'm excited. She's excited, but she holds it in. And I'm like, let's go find blue things. Come on. She's like, okay, Mom. So
see, that's the best. That is the best.
So
it's wonderful.
What's going on in your life?
Just normal stuff. Basically, I have a really, I just don't even want to get into it a lot of the times because the last, what has it been, almost 6 months, we've been dealing with a ton of stuff, mostly with our heroic youth. Well, with our heroic youth, our youth organization is just so intense because of a lot of refashioning of the entire program.
And you're in the thick of it right now.
And we're just, things are really stressful, but great, exciting, and so overwhelming. Yeah. And my entire life is dominated by that and by my father-in-law, who has been very ill for the past 6 months, and we've just been, worrying about him a lot, and one crisis after another, and trying to make sure he's well taken care of, and making sure we see him and, take care of him and so on. So that's kind of all that I do. Those two things, and then I knit. So I keep my
that's the
sanity.
The light part of things.
Right.
Because heroic youth is just so rewarding.
It
is
very
wonderful,
much.
And it's such a really neat thing to be doing, but it is very intense.
Yeah. I mean, I've been doing this. This is my 12th year that I've been over this program, and I feel in a lot of ways like it's my very first year, but with quadruple the number of responsibilities. So I don't have just my experience to rely on. I have to go back to kind of ground floor, but at the same time maintaining the extreme growth we've had. And so
you're doing such a good job.
Thank you. It's good. It's good things, and we, all of those things are important and good, but I just feel like I haven't breathed, had a deep breath in a long time. So I'm looking forward to that. But this is one of my great things. I love coming and doing this and podcasting, and
this can be
just as happy.
Mostly stress-free, hopefully.
Yes, it's just delightful.
All right. Well, we had Memorial Day.
Yes,
2 days ago. So that was really fun, which also means what?
Our knit along. Our neon along is done, and we get to announce our winners today.
Yay! We've had a lot of participation in this, and it's been really fun to see everybody sharing their finished objects and their works in progress and different things that they're doing. And I'm really impressed. We've even had somebody that knit a garment.
Yes. We've had shawls, socks, hats,
and a sweater.
A sweater and a dress, but it was like a toddler dress. Really cute.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Super cute.
So this is
lots of really cute things. But we get to announce our winner right now.
Okay.
So we used our random number generator, and first of all, should we talk about our prize really quick one more time?
You've seen it, but we want to make sure that you know what it is that you're winning. So you have the project bag and needle keeper by Chestnut Fibers on Etsy, which is a really fun bright neon. And then we have some stitch markers that are neon or coordinate with a bag from Knitty by Nature on Etsy.
Those are really cute.
And we've got a skein of neon sock yarn by Hedgehog Fibers.
The Envy colorway.
Oh, and this is a complete package.
Yeah, it is.
The Pacifica shawl pattern by Dole Valley Girl Knits.
That's Lisa Seifert.
And I knit this shawl. I really liked this one.
That one's coming up right around the corner for me, too.
Yep. That one was a fun one skein shawl. So,
plus some extra little goodies.
Okay,
and
so
our winner is, and I hope I'm going to say this right, Beaucat, B-E-A-U-K-A-T, and it's Kathy in Massachusetts.
Yay!
So congratulations, Kathy. We're so excited for you that you won. She knit really cute, very bright pair of socks and entered, that was the winner. And so if you'll just get in contact with
me.
You?
And
okay.
I will also communicate with Dole Valley Girl Knits about getting you the pattern on Ravelry. We'll send you a printed copy, but you can have it on Ravelry.
You want the
library.
Virtual copy as well to keep track, keep it handy.
So that's fun.
That is really exciting. We're probably going to be doing another knit along coming up in the fall.
Yep.
That we'll talk about.
It's been
when we get closer.
It's going to be busy now for a little while, so we don't know.
Life is insane in the summer.
how regular we'll be able to be, but there are a lot of other knit alongs going on that it'll be fun for us to participate in. There's one that's a stripe along Cal that's hosted by brain fog, just a minute.
Emily,
that's
but
right.
But I can't remember the name of
I'm
her
putting it on the
podcast.
bottom right here. You ready? Here we go.
There it is.
Sorry, I'm sorry about the brain fog.
There's that one going on. Plus, Amber Yarn Hoarder has a ton of really cute ones, like crochet blanket along, the free all the house elves.
And one that I think is really fun is knit something for your pet or inspired by your pet. And I was just thinking, we have chickens. And I'm just thinking, chicken sweaters have been on my list.
For a long time.
I don't know.
Even before you were knitting again, you were talking to me about them.
I know. I was trying to get you to knit me.
I'm not knitting sweaters for chickens.
Okay, so there's some fun cows to join in on.
That's awesome. Alrighty.
Let's start with some knitting.
Let's show us some finished objects.
Okay.
What do you have?
Okay. I have... Dun, 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 dun.
Yay!
This one is sock number 6.
Yay!
Pair number 6 for the year. And the yarn is by Vesper. It's Vesper sock yarn. I think I just said something wrong earlier here. Did I say knitterly things? Just a minute. I think I got this wrong, and I want to make sure that I say this. Did I say Knitty by Nature?
I think you did.
I think I said it wrong. I said knitterly things.
Oh.
Knitty by Nature. I'm sorry. This yarn is knitterly things.
Oh,
it's the Rainbow of the Month Club, and this one is Rainbows After Rain is the colorway.
And they're sparkly.
Yay! So these are for me. Yes, all of mine, you can't really see it on there, is the sparkle base.
That's so fun.
So that's fun. I did...
Those are very cute.
60 stitches on a 9-inch circular needle and a contrasting heel, which was just a Eye of Partridge heel flap and gusset. And that's how I did that one.
Very nice. Those are great.
I was on Instagram, Seashore Sharon. I can't say that.
At least she doesn't sell seashells by the seashore.
That is so hard for me to say. Anyways, she had a picture of a pile of all of her sock works in progress, and she said, "I'm just gonna pick the ones that are closest to being done and just get a move on those and try and finish those." And that inspired me to just get these done one day because they were so close. I just had one sock left, like this much. I'm like, I'm just gonna start knocking them out.
I like the teeny little stripe of yellow at the toe.
Oh,
it's cute.
Little tiny blip.
Yep, that's fun.
All right.
I only have one finished object.
Okay, let's see.
But I really love it so much.
Know,
and if you're following me on Instagram, you've already seen this. Probably like more than you even needed to. But I am in love with it. This is my Scrappy Bias shawl. And I love it so much. Look at this.
This is a good size.
It is. Oh my gosh. Even looking at it there, I love it. I love, like, I wasn't going to put this purple in because the rest of it's not very dark, it's all kind of a lighter colors. But then that little stripe right at the end. Oh, I love this so much. I love this so much.
This one is really, really a fun knit.
It was such a blast. I know I showed it. I had just begun it. I think I was like right here. I was in this stripe when we podcasted last. And within days, I knit all the rest of it because I just couldn't stop. It was so much fun. I was so excited for the next color, the next color, the next color. Anyway, the sad part is that it's like 90 degrees here, so I have no desire to wear it right now. But I just love it. And I want to just
I don't think that matters because it's half of the... Actually, you get a lot of enjoyment picking out the yarn and seeing it.
Oh, yes.
and then when you knit with it, and then later when you wear it. So
yes. And it's just like been draped over my desk chair for the last few days because I just walk by it. I'm like, it's so pretty.
I'm just looking at all the fun colors. I like what
they're
you put in
so
here.
fun. I love them.
Yep,
I love them so much. I'm trying to remember what green that is.
I don't remember seeing that green before, of yours. So.
Huh.
So this one was really, really easy.
Oh, this is the green that went with that Christmas. The rest of the minis, the Christmas minis.
Oh, okay.
Those Christmas minis were fun. I used them a ton.
So you have instructions for this?
I do. I have instructions on our website, meanwhileatthecastle.com. And
what have you called this?
The Scrappy Bias Shawl. So it's just a blast. I mean, it's so simple. There's a very simple 2-row stitch pattern that you repeat. And then you knit it to... You can really knit it to whatever size you want. I give you my directions for what I knit it at. And this weighed exactly 200 grams finished.
For 200 stitches on the needle at the end?
And it ends at 200 stitches on the needle. So that's, and then you bind it off. I did not put instructions for the bind off. I think I may have actually posted a link to the one that I used. I like this stretchy bind off. I actually, you know what? I did put... Now that I go back, I did put the instructions on there for that. You can use whatever bind off you like that's a little stretchy, but you're welcome to take it, use it if you want it. I'd love to see pictures if you... I know that there have been several people who have contacted me and said that they're knitting one, so I'll share pictures. I want to see
Yeah,
it.
if you tag it with bias...
Scrappy Bias Shawl.
Scrappy Bias Shawl. There you go. Tag it with that.
I'd love to see. But, oh my gosh, it's so much fun. You'll see how much fun it is later because, you know, there's another one on my needles now. But anyway, I love it. So that's the only thing I have that's finished. How about you?
I thought I had more things.
You said you had 2. I'm guessing that's...
Just this one. This is my, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is my 5th pinwheel block for my scrap blanket.
It's very beach house.
Yes, I liked this one. This one is just pinks, teals, and then tans.
It does. It's like
browns.
Sea glass, sand, and the inside of a shell.
I thought that one was fun.
Very pretty.
Most of the other ones are a lot more bold and in your face, kind of.
That's fun.
Look. So I like that there were some softer colors in there.
Very nice.
So the pattern is the Pinwheel Scrap Blanket by Mina Phillip, which I've shown before, many times before. And I used 3mm needles and cast on 26 stitches rather than 30 for mine because I wanted a slightly smaller square. And these squares, when blocked, were 7 3/4 inches.
Nice.
Square.
That's awesome.
So
I'm thinking of starting another blanket. I think I'm ready. I'm ready for that.
You're ready?
Point.
Do you know what kind of blanket you're doing?
I'm going to copy Kay Jones. And I'm going to do themed squares where she does mitered squares, but she does them in like a 9 patch and then with a border around them. And she did one blanket that was all squares that were a square for every month. So they were themed for that month. But now the one she's doing, she started out having it be Disney themed, but now it's just movie themed. I love that idea because there's just an unlimited number of themes.
I think that's really fun because every time you look at it, you remember more about what it is that you're living, not just random yarns or whatever. It has some meaning behind it, and I always like that. And that's kind of the idea, I think, a lot of the times of the scrap blankets is for you to use, not just use your scraps, but to keep
for the memories. Yeah.
To keep all those that you love.
So I really want the kind where you can take the squares with you. You know, that's the one thing that held me up on my bigger blanket is that I like portable projects.
Yeah.
But that's why. Anyway.
You've got some
That's all I have. This
but not as many when you start making
I know
shawls.
when I make shawls and they eat them up. That ate up, 200
which is really nice. So
minis.
if you have a lot of minis, that's the way to do it. I'm gonna
have to start collecting again.
I have begun for a shawl.
You began collecting for a shawl?
Yes. So
it's so fun. I love it.
And
these are my colors. I mean, these are just so bright and fun. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm gushing.
Pull
out
this.
So here's a work in progress. I bet you can't guess what this is. Sorry. It's all tangled is what it is. There we go. So here we are.
So this is one of our works in progress.
Because we both worked on it. So Deborah so far has knit all the way up
to here.
Like most of the way to the end of the pink.
Yeah.
And then I've taken over from there and I've done, you know, that much right there.
I'm really surprised our gauge.
Our gauge is like
so
almost identical.
Yeah.
And in something like this, you would never see a difference anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so... Sorry, I'm distracted. Right on the side of this wall is Deborah's chicken coop on the outside of this wall.
I hear them all day long.
And I can just hear them out there.
We're showing the back with all of the ends that are poking out. That's
oh,
okay.
yeah. Sorry. This is the back.
So this one was fun. I was watching Emily knit a shawl,
so
and we were talking about somebody that we thought was just really sweet and special, and we wanted to do something for them. And then we're like, why don't we knit them a shawl, a scrappy shawl with our scraps together and knit it together. And I went home and started, and I'm like, I'm just going to cast on the first and just knit the first color.
Then she was like, here, next time I talked to her, like
an hour or so later. I'm like, I have got to stop. I have got to
It's just very addictive.
You can't stop. As soon as I started, I could not stop. But this one, I mean, it's like, it was less than 2 grams of mini, 2 gram mini and another 2 gram. And then I think I started moving into like 2.5. It can use up all of your little bitty scraps at the beginning.
The other thing I've done, and you did that here, this is striped with 2 colors.
Mm-hmm. Did you do that on
And
yours?
I did that right in this section here. This is striped. So if you have 2 smaller minis, you can put those together. The other thing I did in this
that stripe part. It was really fun.
The other thing I did in this one, like for example, right in here, this is a really teeny tiny scrap I had, but then I just kind of faded it into that. Mm-hmm. And again, right here, these are 2 different yarns, but they just go right together. So if you're going for the effect of a wider stripe in that one spot, it's okay to kind of put 2, you know, a few that are similar.
So somebody was asking, well, what would you do if you're using like a mini skein set rather than just a bunch of scraps? Well, what you did on yours, because you had some that you repeated. You just used
I repeated
a portion of, let's see.
So this one right here, because this is one of my favorite yarns ever in my whole life that I've ever bought. So, and I have now used it in its entirety to every last square inch.
So you used some of it there and finished using the rest over here. You did the same thing with
that one and this one right here is repeated.
Yep.
But I just separated them out so that they would.
And you didn't keep any of them the same width. When you get farther, it's obvious that it takes more yarn to do the same width of a stripe as it does at the beginning. And so we've saved some of the larger scraps to do towards the end for that.
So all I did really to make sure that they weren't, like I wasn't too matchy, is I just counted the number of rows that I had and made sure that the next stripe had a different number of rows. That was it.
Oh, well, that was even more work than what I did.
You don't even have to like plan it. I mean, I didn't pre-plan it.
I knit until I ran out of yarn or until I was like,
I did that sometimes too.
I'm tired of this color. Let's move on.
I did that too, but then I just made sure, wait, how am I doing on the number of stripes and the number of rows? So
this is just so much fun.
Anyway.
And everybody's scraps would make a completely different shawl.
You would get a completely different look.
Everybody has, I mean, we used colors that we love to use that are really bright and vibrant and bold, so that's fun.
You could do one in just all
neutrals.
All neutrals. You could do one in like very monochromatic. Anyway, it's super fun. So we are working on that one and kind of passing it back and forth for a gift for a friend.
That's going to be fun.
It is going to be fun. So that's kind of a work in progress for both of us. All right, what do you have going on, Deborah?
All right, so I'm working on socks. I'm working down the list of socks, and I've shown you these socks before. I'm using the Love Socks pattern by Yvonne Clement, I'm not sure. I'm just using the heel because I love the heart on the heel. My middle child, who's 13 years old, she picked out the yarn and what she wanted for it. She wanted the heart heels, and so I showed you this sock last time. And I have done this much of the second sock. So I've done the heel, I'm halfway done on the foot. So I'm just working away, trying to get these done, because we're all about finishing socks this year. I want to get 12 pair finished, not for me, just 12 pair. So this would be pair number 7 for the year. So the yarn is Knit Picks Stroll Tweed in the Thirst Heather colorway. And the pink on the heel is Knit Picks Hawthorne Fingering in the Park Rose color, which I said last time was discontinued because it had been for a while, but it looks like it's back.
Which makes me happy because it's so... When we looked last time, it was on. Yeah.
So last time we looked, like a week or 2 ago, it was there. So that's fun. So there's that pattern, working away on socks. I have a sock, or a work in progress basket under my baby grand piano in the living room. It's a big basket and it's overflowing and the bags are all around the big basket. And I'm like, I'm just gonna work on getting like one at a time, just knocking all of those out. I wanna like clear that basket out completely so I can start doing lots of new fun things. So I helped my daughter finish one of hers because we've just got so many in there. We're just going through the whole family finishing projects.
That's exciting.
Oh, and I've been keeping it in this adorable bag. Okay, I just made this bag. This fabric is so cute. It's a Goldilocks and Three Bears fabric.
Oh my
gosh. I just made a really simple drawstring bag. But the inside, it even has little bears. Oh. It's so cute. I love this one. Just a simple drawstring bag.
Sweet.
I just really like, I mean, it's fun to make really unique, elaborate ones, but I just really like the simple bags a lot.
I am with you on that. I just like bags, and I don't have enough of them.
Oh, that reminds me, I have a bag for you. You can't show it here, though. Sorry. Sorry. I'm gonna get it.
Is it one of the ones that I think it is?
It is.
Oh.
I'm just passing it under the camera.
You can't see this,
but
it's
for the Project Bag of the Month Club. So I made one for my sister.
I'm putting it over here. I'm so excited.
Have one. So if you want to see it later when it's on Instagram, you can see it there. I kept the yarn though because I'm not that nice.
Bag. That's okay. I understand. I got another new bag. I got this cute bag. Can you see it says Alaska on it? This was sent to me by our sweet friend Pat, who lives in Alaska. And last time we podcasted, I was talking about these socks. I had just cast them on. And these are knit with Kimmery's Knit Knacks yarn in the mint chip colorway. And I had this little mini somewhere in here. I can't find it. There it is. Or what's left of this green yarn that I was going to use for the contrasting. Well, I wanted to use, but it wasn't enough to do heels for both of the socks because it was just a little tiny one. But I had gotten this from Pat. She had sent me some minis a while ago. And so I mentioned it and she said, well, I've got more of that. So she sent me more so I could put in heels and toes on my socks. And Sweet Thing sent me that bag too.
She's always so kind.
She is adorable. So she's very sweet. And so I have this sock done. And then I have this one on at this point with my little mint chip ice cream cone.
That's
Progress Keeper. It's fun. And you know what? Last time I was talking about how my daughter and my son and I all wear the same size socks. I don't know what I was thinking. We don't. I had my son try this on. He's like, Mom, that does not go on my foot. He goes, you got to stop making them so tight at the top. I said, oh, you mean I need to start making them in my size for you? Okay, got it. So I was looking at him and I thought, I don't know. The only other socks that I've knit him have been like little shorty socks. And so these being taller, they just don't work for him.
Okay.
So this will not be for him. I mean, it's a little minty anyway, but he really loves green. So I don't know. Probably just keep them for me.
For the
winter.
Anyway. Can never have enough hand knit socks.
So this, I think, I've lost count. I will have to go back. I think this is 8. I think that's what I said last time.
Yeah, I think that's right.
I think this is number 8.
Way to go.
7 or 8.
You said 8 last time.
Did I? Okay, then that's what it is.
Because I was like, wow, you knit so fast. How do you do it?
It's sanity. That's the only thing keeping me sane. The only thing. So,
All right,
what
well,
else have you got? Show us what you're working on. Oh, those are so cute.
in this little bag here, this is one of my little bitty bags. This is my emergency bag knitting, like the size that I keep in all in the cars, in the glove box. I have another Vesper sock yarn, Rainbow of the Month colorway. And this one is called Sometime in April. And I showed it to you last time and said it reminded me, when it was in the skein, that it reminded me of the cover of the book The Lorax by Dr. Seuss. I love that. This is the, I had started caking it and then the ball winder
So you have a yarn
had a problem, and then I had to just start winding around it, so it's kind of an interesting shape. But I showed this, I haven't really even done much. I haven't finished this sock. I think I was down here last time. I was showing you the pattern and trying to explain it. That was interesting. But it just has a little textured pattern down the front. And so I'm calling these the Lorax Socks. These are for my youngest daughter. And I posted the stitch pattern on our website on Meanwhile at the Castle. Not really a sock pattern, just the stitch pattern and how many stitches I cast on, basically. So I guess you could kind of say a sock recipe, kind of. So you could go on. Now? So I have to finish this orange stripe and then I can do the toe. So this one was really easy. I mean, it's a two row repeat to get this little braided look. So it's really, really easy. Just not how I was explaining it. So just go read the instructions. And it sounds like, because it uses a yarn over, it sounds like
use a
pass
slip stitch
over. It sounds like you'll lose a stitch, but you won't. Just try it. Trust me, you won't.
That's awesome.
And I'm doing contrasting heels with this yarn, custom yarn. Oh, I made a mess of it. That was dyed for me by Vintage Fairy. Is it Vintage Fairy Fiber?
Vintage Fairy LLC.
LLC, that's right. Vintage Fairy.
Yeah.
I can't talk at all.
Which matches exactly.
Exactly. I mean, it's sparkle and everything. It is exactly the same. That never happens.
I know. That's awesome.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Fantastic.
Fun. So I'm finishing the socks that have the pink heart in the foot first, because I'm so close on that. I'm following Sharon. Seashore Sharon, because I can't say it, I'm sorry. I'm following her advice. Finish the ones that are closest to being done.
That's smart advice. Before
I work on this one, even though my youngest daughter is impatient.
Instead of the debt snowball, it's the sock snowball.
Yes, that's the sock snowball. Hashtag sock snowball. That's what we're doing. I'm all about the hashtags.
Oh man,
that's fun.
That's awesome.
Did you have any others?
I have one more. I wasn't even sure if I was going to bring this because honestly, I just feel like it doesn't do a lot of good to show it. But I like the accountability, and this is going to be done the next time we podcast. So this is my shawl that I'm working on. This is Flowers for Yvonne shawl by Romy Hill. Let me pull that up. Sorry, I didn't have that ready. This shawl here, Flowers for Yvonne. And I am getting so close to being done with the body of the shawl, which you can't even really tell what it looks like.
The body of the shawl?
Well, before I get to the applied lace bib.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you can actually see it a little bit.
Oh, look at that. Wait. The background. I'm just like, can we get some? That's pretty. This is so pretty here, Emily.
It is pretty. There are a lot of mistakes in this shawl, and I'm really hoping they're not going to be too obvious.
You know what? Here's the nice thing about lace, and when you wear a shawl, that I just realized.
Nobody's going to really know.
Yeah, what does it even matter? Especially once you wrap it around,
yes.
You don't see anything.
So, this chart. Okay, I just have to have a word right now. Okay. So, in the pattern, which I love, and it is extremely well written, but there is this one little thing, which is at the end of chart D, the next chart on the page is chart F.
I want to look at this.
And then big red letters, right between chart D and chart F, it says, go to the next page for chart E before returning. See next page to work chart E before working chart F below. Okay, it does say that, but here's a chart, and here's the next chart on the page. So even though I read that, I still went on.
I was trying to figure out why in the world would they put them out of order. I know why. Because it saves, it's a little tiny chart, and so they can fit it.
But if you look
bottom
here, it would have fit just fine on the bottom there and still been in order.
That's true.
So that's the only complaint I had, because guess what I did? I went to knit chart F. And I thought, why are my stitch counts off? I must have dropped something. But they weren't off very much. Just barely. And so I figured I had made a mistake, and I was really excited to be on chart F because it's more simple. Anyway, the bad part of that was I had not put lifelines in, which, by the way, I still haven't put lifelines in. And I had to unknit that because there was no way I was gonna just unravel it in this lace. This yarn is very slippy. It's not sticky.
Oh,
and so if you drop a stitch, it'll just right down, you know. So I have to be very careful with that. But I successfully did it. I unknit it. I didn't lose any stitches. Everything was right. And then I moved on, and I'm actually almost done with chart E. So the good thing is chart F is really short. I'm almost done with chart E, and then after that, it goes right on to the lace border that works the other direction. This part.
That's the thing with lace.
This part down here works from side to side. And so I'm almost to the point where I will get to do that. And so
that's just so pretty.
I am looking forward to it. I really do enjoy working. I mean, I really enjoy this, but it isn't mindless knitting. I definitely am having to really pay attention. So I have another, basically one of these sections, So after I finish this, which is about, I think I've got 6 rows left on this chart. And then I work another little section like that little
That is going to be so pretty, Emily.
So I am really excited I'm excited to see this because I've been working on it for so long that I'm getting to the point where even though I'm still enjoying it, I'm eager for it to be done so that I can block it because, you know, like it's just all...
It's one color and you don't see the pattern emerging quite as much.
It's hard to really visualize what it is that you're...
Yeah, so it seems like it wouldn't be quite as exciting and fun to knit as it would be just to use.
Right, because something like this is very mindless.
That one was
but you get payoffs as you go because you're like, ooh, colors, you know. Yeah. This one is very intricate, and you don't really get much payoff other than crossing off that next row on my chart. But I think but you're going to get a big bang payoff when you actually block it.
Yeah, that's going to be
before
so fun.
And after will be
because
really
like this,
exciting.
looking at it, like,
I know, people are like, what are you working on? Because, you know, they just see this. And you're like, it's a shawl. You can't tell what it looks like.
Okay.
But
it's going to be stunning. I love it.
So anyway, I am getting close on it, and...
Ooh, your stitch markers are cute.
Oh, those are ones I've had for a long time. Those are like the first ones I ever made.
Okay, I have to show you this one, because I think this one's super pretty.
It is. It's kind of... It reminds me of like something from the early 60s. Like something that Grandmother would wear.
Gray, I love that. That's so pretty, and this coordinates it with it really well.
Those are the first stitch markers I ever made. And I don't know what I was thinking. I thought I need to make enough stitch markers that I will never need any more. So I think I made like 30 of them or something. They're all over my house.
I don't think you can ever have enough. I like to have a container of stitch markers in every bag, and then extras in every project bag.
I need more progress keepers though, more of the clip-ons.
See, I need more stitch markers.
One thing that's helped me with this, by the way. Because...
Ooh, I almost poked my eye out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I just stuck my eye almost in it myself.
One thing that's been difficult for me is there have been some of the charts where I cannot, like, I can't read what the purpose of that line is. Does that make sense? Like, it...
You're like, I better just trust and do it.
I just got to trust that I kept, like, doubting, like, this doesn't make sense to me. So I go back. I've done that so many times. And so for when I would get to one of those lines, some of them just I can totally visualize, but I would go through and like look at the chart and say, okay, what is the point where I can look at it and go, that's where it matches up with the row below. And then I would go and put a progress keeper all along.
Oh, yeah.
Just because I could stick them on the stitches that were already there on the needle. So I'd go through and put one in all of those places. And I had like 5 that I had, and then I would just like leapfrog them down as I went. And eventually I'd get like halfway down the row and go, oh, okay, now I get it. Now I understand why it's supposed to do what it's supposed to do.
I put some stitch markers and a progress keeper in that bag. You guys can't see them, I'm sorry, but you have to look at it.
I'm going to look at them right now.
While I tell about a finished object that I just forgot.
I'm hiding it behind my back.
I just forgot. I finished my mom's shawl for Mother's Day.
Oh, these are so cute. Oh. Okay, you guys. These are adorable. Oh my
I like
gosh,
making
I'm
stitch
so
markers.
excited.
The problem is I don't have very many. I like to make them and then I get I have a drawer right in front of Emily that is full of stuff for making stitch markers.
Maybe after we're
I
done
need to do it.
podcasting, we could sit here and make some.
Oh, that would be fun.
Because I can help you.
Yes.
And I can get paid.
That's because they're fun to make. It's messy when you pull out a million beads and all these things.
Oh my gosh, those are so cute. You guys who are getting those project bag, club packages. Oh, you're so lucky.
So I finished my mom's shawl for Mother's Day, and I finished it in time, just in the nick of time. So because I finished it and gave it to her, I don't have it here with me, but I have a picture that I'm going to put up here. It's not of my mother wearing it because I was not there on Mother's Day. So anyways, it turned out really pretty. I liked how it turned out a lot.
It's beautiful.
It blocked a lot larger than I thought it was going to, because it's a one skein shawl, though I used 2 different colors. Well, I used 3, a little bit of another one in there. But anyways, I used 2 colors, but still just the same amount, same yardage. I just wanted to get some striping in the body of the shawl. And it blocked really, really pretty.
It's really pretty.
And in one spot, my increases, like you increase on one side of the stitch marker. I must have, without noticing, like got my stitch marker moved over or started doing an increase on the other side or something. And so my increases kind of all of a sudden jogged over. But you know, I noticed it when I was blocking it, so it was pretty much too late at that point. But that's also what I was thinking. When you wrap it up, you don't notice any of those things. So, you know.
And I didn't know. I mean, I saw Mom wearing it. I didn't notice it at all.
So there you go. You know, because I was so worried about doing everything perfectly right when I was first knitting again that, you know, I almost just couldn't finish something because I was so worried about it. But I think a lot of it was I couldn't understand, you know, if I messed up, I wouldn't understand where it went wrong and how to fix it later if anything happened. You know, if I moved that jog over, I didn't even notice. I could keep knitting fine, but when I was first knitting, that would have thrown me off so much that I couldn't have finished the project. So, so I think that was part of it. But now that I can read the knitting a lot easier, then it's a lot easier to correct mistakes or to get back on track if I'm not correcting it. So
I know it's easier for you for me too, to look at it and say, you know, what mistakes really do you have to fix, and what mistakes can you be like, that's okay, I'm just gonna put just a knit 1 here instead of a knit 2 together because I'm short a stitch. I made that mistake the row below. And some things with that's really gonna make a big difference. Other things you're like, nobody is ever
it's not gonna matter so much. And that's interesting coming from me, my personality type, where it's like it's got to be perfect, it's got to be just right. But I also recognize that there are times when there are things that don't really matter. I want to enjoy the process of knitting, and so if it becomes not enjoyable because I have to go back 17 rows,
it's like shaving your legs in the winter. It doesn't matter.
So
nobody is gonna tell. Nobody's gonna care. And anybody who would, husbands, they just have to deal with it.
Oh boy. Sorry.
This is our knitting metaphor.
Our knitting metaphor. I like to go, you know, get really philosophical and
deep thoughts.
All right. Oh, Deep Thoughts by Jack Handy.
I know.
I love
Okay,
those.
you guys, if you don't know Deep Thoughts by Jack Handy,
they're the best.
We'll share those with you. We should share a deep thought one.
That's going to be our what are you reading next time.
Okay, we're going to share some deep thoughts next time.
Okay.
Because, oh my gosh, that's the best.
So those are my favorite. My husband, though, he just looks at me like, what? That is not funny.
My husband thinks they're funny, but he reads them completely deadpan. He's the one who actually introduced me to this. He reads it to you completely deadpan. He can keep a straight face. I cannot. Like, I am ridiculous. My kids like to play those kinds of games where you try and make each other laugh and you have to try and resist laughing. I am so ridiculous. The one favorite game is What's in Your Milk, right? Do you know this game?
Yeah.
So you're supposed to ask somebody what's in your milk, and they say just whatever randomly comes to their mind, like French fries, okay? But then you have to keep asking them questions, and no matter what question you ask them, they have to answer with the word French fries. And the whole point is to try and come up with a question that the answer French fries would be so funny that that person can't stop laughing. So for me, my kids are like, what's in your milk? And I'm like, like, I don't even start the game. I can't stop it. I'm ridiculous.
That's how I am if I tell a joke, like something that I've made up and I think it's funny. I can't even get it out because I'm laughing before I even say it so much that I just like, what? And then I tell it and it's so stupid. But it's funny in my head. So
honestly, I'm just kind of pathetic because I just laugh at everything.
All right, here's my next work in progress.
I'm excited about
After knitting my mother's shawl, I'm like, I am going to dive in now onto the other shawls that I've been working on. And so,
those are so fun.
I had started just barely Good Vibes Shawl by Nadia something. Cannot say her name. And we've showed this many times.
French Nadia, maybe?
Nadia. I just love the name. That's my daughter's name. So
it is. It's
that's why I had to knit the shawl. So last time when I showed it, I had done this much. That's all. But I've since finished the body of the shawl. Let's see, it's scrunched up on the needles. And I've done the first lace section, and then it has a little stripe of the main body color, and now I'm working on the pink lace section. And so I'm not doing 2 colors, I'm doing a 3-color shawl. So the lace sections, I'm alternating this pink and yellow.
And with that, it's so cute.
Yep, so this one was another one that was really, really addictive to knit. This body, the body of the shawl, so I picked it up on Mother's Day. So Mother's Day, I dubbed the knitting day, that I was going to sit and do absolutely nothing but knit, and I did.
That was so nice.
And I knit and I knit and I knit a ton on this, and I finished other projects and just kept knitting and knitting and knitting. This one is so addictive that I just couldn't stop, and my hand was cramping, and I must knit more. So
I understand that.
But along with what we were talking about earlier, with mistakes you can live with and mistakes you can't. On here, I haven't decided. Well, I've decided I'm going to have to live with it, because to me it is so unenjoyable to go back and unknit, 6 rows of lace, that I decided this was close enough that it's okay. So I'm trying to see it backwards. I actually can't even see it here. Now I can, right here.
Yeah.
I couldn't figure out where it was. Emily found it for me, but on the 3rd lace pattern repeat here, I just got off. I started just a little too early on that repeat, and so it's jogged over just slightly on the 3rd and the 4th repeat. But it was so close, and I really just decided that when I'm wearing it, it's not going to matter at all. It'll matter when I take pictures of it. Other than that, it's not going to matter. So I was thinking right before I got to here, I should put in a lifeline. And then I didn't. I just was busy knitting and forgot. And if I had done that, I probably would have gone back and redone this. But it really doesn't matter. My stitch count is on. Everything's on. It's jogged over one stitch. So that's about it. But I really love this one.
It's so pretty. And this yarn, this is Beach Bum yarn, isn't it?
Beach Bum. So this
one
has
is called
Hula Girl.
it.
And I love, so I started this for our Neon Along, which ended yesterday. And then I had this that is Park Rose. It's Knit Picks Hawthorne Fingering and the Park Rose colorway, which is what I knit the heels of my daughter's sock in. And this is a skein that I dyed myself. And it was a Knit Picks yarn. I don't really love how it's
quality
spun.
of it.
But I had it, I dyed it. It's a beautiful color. I
It is a
love the
beautiful
color. I called this one Sun Sugar because it reminded me of Sun Sugar tomatoes. Do you remember those, the cherry tomatoes? But what I really, when I started knitting, it started pooling here. And so I cut the yarn and started knitting again somewhere else, and then it started to pool here. And I was like, well, that's good because it's kind of balancing it out. And then it pooled really big here, and I thought, okay, well, that's okay. As long as it will pool somewhere else, I was hoping it would balance out. It did. It pooled here and here. And so it's kind of like, it did it in these even spots. So I actually like that. I like how it turned out.
And those pinks are pretty close. I mean, they're not exact. But
it's because this pink actually has several, well, it's pink and orange, and they blend. So it makes it hard to tell. But yeah, it's
very pretty. It's so bold and
this one
sassy.
Is really vibrant. I don't know what I'd wear it with, but I know I love the colors.
Black. You'll wear it with black.
Yeah,
and it will look amazing on you.
Because I wear black all the time.
And it looks amazing on you.
Thank you.
I, on the other hand, well, for example, for any of you who've met my daughter Aria, who's been on the podcast a couple of times, she's my mini-me. I mean, we're so much alike. She has these pajamas that are black, and they're like to the neck, to the ankle, to the wrist. Like,
she does?
Black. It's like black yoga pants.
Oh, okay, I haven't seen that.
Black shirt. And the other day she got up and she was wearing this, and she came in and she was talking to me, and I'm just like, I can't even talk to you until you change, because it's so weird looking on her.
Yeah.
On her. And other people, they wear black and they look striking and amazing. But on Aria or we were black, and people were like, oh,
are you ill?
Are you ill? I'm so sorry. What can I do to help? You know? And I'm like, I just need to change my clothes.
Makes a difference. All right, I have one project in the works here. I mean, I haven't started.
It's not like a future project.
A future project.
Okay.
I have to finish another pair of socks. I've got to finish it before I can start this one, but I had to plan this one because the day my daughter could see blue, I'm like, we're gonna find some blue yarn.
Yay.
Well, she decided blue isn't her favorite color. But she likes, well, this is interesting. Before she started losing sight of all of her colors, she really liked a lot of purples, and she liked teal a lot. Teal was her favorite for a while. And so when she could see blues and we were going on an adventure for all the blues, you know, she started noticing, yeah, I don't really care so much for this blue, but I like this one. She kept saying that. It was always teal that she liked. And so anyways, I had her pick out some yarn that she liked, and this is the one that she liked. This one is Premier Yarns Deborah Norville Serenity Sock Yarn Collection. And it has a lot of purple. She can't see the purple. Well, she sees it as gray, which is her favorite, or has been her favorite color. And then it has kind of a maroon color, which she sees fine, and two different blues. It has a teal and just a blue. And it's funny, I was pulling out all these yarns, and we pulled this one out. She goes, yes, so, because she can see the blue.
That's awesome.
So we're going to knit her some blue, well, not really, it has blue in it. Socks with blue. So that's really exciting for me, because all she wanted before was gray. And I was not excited about light gray. So she's excited about this color, so I'm starting that one. And she wants these socks, the Footie Socks.
Ooh, I like those. Those look cute.
Designed by Miriam L. Fenton, who lives here in Utah.
Oh, cool.
She has a couple of different like alternative heel patterns that I've purchased that I wanted to try as well. And so these are just really shorties, not like the Rose City Rollers, which are like ankle socks. These are a lot lower. But this
is almost like a slipper.
Yeah.
Or a house sock kind of a thing.
So this one just seems far more complex. I don't know.
For the shaping, I could imagine.
I'm just looking through this pattern, just glancing through it, going, I don't know if I'm ready to get into this. Like,
you can do it.
It makes me a little bit anxious to think about doing this.
The great thing is, though, is that it might have like a lot of different steps, but it's not a lot of stitches because they're little.
No. So it'll go really fast once I figure that out. But I like that. If I can figure it out, I want to knit myself a whole bunch of these.
Yeah, I want some of those too.
That's the plan. That's the next thing that I'm beginning, besides some sweaters. Because my husband, if any of you know, he is an enabler to the 10th degree. So, do you see that basket over there, Emily? Oh. My husband brought this home to me this week. He called me and said, hey, I see some yarn here. Do you want some? He asks me that all the time. And what's funny is I was actually thinking the day before, I'm going to have to tell him if he asks me again. Actually, no, because I don't have any room to store it. I don't have storage for right now until I finish some projects. But I couldn't say no because this is all Madeline-Tosh yarn.
He got Madeline-Tosh at NPS.
Look what he brought home.
Jason, I need you to teach my husband.
Look at this. So I have to start some sweaters.
Oh.
Okay.
My.
So this makes me think of peacock
word.
like colors. This and I.
Oh.
So these.
Oh my word! You got a sweater's quantity of that.
And then there's a pattern that I saw. It has just the very top part of the sweater and the sleeves in a different one. With this.
This
color.
is amazing.
Yeah. And then I love this one. So this is Madeline-Tosh. It's a worsted and it's vintage. None of these have names. So he brought these at...
It's one of a kind.
It says one of a kind because if you look at these dye lots, they don't all exactly
they're not super matchy. So like the one-off.
This is slightly darker than this one. This one's a little bit more washed, so I'd have to do a lot of alternating of skeins. But I don't see that in this color. When I look at these,
alternate skeins.
Yes, but I don't see a dramatic difference like I did in the others. And so NPS is this warehouse where they have a lot of different things. But they'll have yarns there every now and again that are really nice. But their pricing isn't always great. But this one he got for $10 a skein. Yeah. So, and then I love neon.
So cute.
And this one, there was just one of this one. I really like this, which also looks pretty.
You know what? You should make one of those N3's baby cardigans out of that one.
Ooh,
like my little gold one that I always just...
So I've got some yarn, but that's why I'm trying to finish everything in my work in progress basket so I can start casting on some sweaters.
Really? Next time he calls and asks if you need yarn, say, and Emily does too.
Every once in a while I'll give you a call. Do you want some of this one?
I know, you have done it
not
before.
always, because either there isn't, or I look at it and go, yeah, Emily won't like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, you just aren't going to care for this one.
No, but I would knit for somebody else out of that for sure.
That's
like
true.
one of my kids, you know.
So
pretty. That's awesome.
I have a stack of yarn to get working on. It's so much fun.
It is. That's wonderful.
That's
wonderful. All right. Let's see.
We have to talk about the no pants revolution for a minute.
Okay. But before that,
okay,
I want to talk about something else.
Oh, what is that?
Hair. So, this is completely unrelated, but I just need to share my hair experiences. I have had my hair short, like Deborah's length short, for quite a while. But then, you know, about a year ago, I decided to start growing it out. And I've been in this weird in-between thing. Well, now I've got this now I'm like growing out my color too. And I'm in the point of where I'm trying to figure out if I can be naturally curly too. So this is naturally curly and I'm just not sure how I feel about it. But anyway, I just wanted to say every week when every time we come to podcast, I'm always stressing about my stupid hair. And I think that's really stupid for me to be doing that, but
I do too.
I just feel like I need to explain. I'm on a hair journey, so bear with me.
Well, that's what I was saying when last time I said the elephant in the room. It's my hair. Like because I've been growing my hair out for the last, I don't know, 3 or 4 months, and my hair grows really fast. And when you're short and it starts to grow,
you get a mullet.
It gets really,
but not a cute one. But yours is always cute.
Well, so that's why today I'm like, we're gonna do something different because it's
adorable.
Too long to just. Anyways, so I thought I'm gonna try something different. I love short hair. I feel like I was really worried that I wouldn't have many options of things to do with it, but I actually did more with my short hair than I ever did with my really long hair. Because before I cut it really short, my hair was almost, I mean, it was mid-back, not quite to my waist, but I never did anything with it. I just put it in a bun because it was so annoying.
I know, I put my hair up a lot now that it's long enough to do that.
But I get tired of having the same hairstyle for too long, so I always change it up. I say that's how I keep my husband interested.
And I
is I like to change my hair color.
I just can't stay on top of the maintenance for my short hair. That's honestly.
See, I felt that way with long hair.
Oh,
That's funny.
it's like I have to get it cut and colored. So I mean, because I color my hair, because I have this like no color, and I just always colored it. I like being blonde. Anyway, whatever. I don't need to do that. But anyway, I can't afford like the time, the money. I mean, I guess I could. It's just not, I don't want that to be my number one priority is to always be
yarn.
Yeah.
And good food. Oh, that's what I want.
Cheese and yarn.
Cheese. I love cheese. And I love garlic and I love chocolate, not together, but
yes,
those three things come before hair to me.
Right. And also, 3 hours or whatever in the salon. That's hard for me to, so what I feel like is if I would go like every 6 weeks and get my hair done, I would probably always like my hair. But I don't go every 6 weeks to get my hair done. So for the first 6 weeks, I really like my hair. And then the next like 6 weeks,
you're like,
I hate my hair and I can't do anything with it because it's short, but not really. Anyway. Yeah. Stupid story, but I'm trying this. So I'm thinking, if I can be like now, and I think it looks pretty good.
It looks really pretty.
I didn't even know I had that much curl in my hair.
It's just, I think you're used to styling your hair a certain way. Yeah. And so you see your hair different. And that's kind of, I'm feeling that way today because I like to do different things all the time.
People don't think this is dumb.
We all have hair. Well, a lot of us have hair. And we like to like our hair.
I know.
I know. So I color and cut my own hair because I went to cosmetology school when I was a teenager, and I hate to pay somebody to do my hair and not like it. Because most of the time I'll have it done and I don't like it. So I'm like, well, I cannot like my own hair when I cut it. So
it's a lot cheaper.
But I have to color my hair constantly. So it's not like 3 hours in the salon, but it's doing it myself, which is annoying enough. But we both have the same color natural hair mostly, except for my hair's far more gray than yours. I'm shocked.
I don't have any gray actually.
I am like 30-40% gray here. And then the back, just a little bit, but it is so much right in the front that
I don't think I have any gray hair. Do I have any gray hair?
You've got like 4. It's not fair.
I have gray hair. I'm excited. I feel like I've earned it. Every time I go to the salon, I'm like, do you see any grays? And she's like, nope, I don't see any grays. I'm like, you have to tell me.
That gene? Mom and grandma and me. I've got so much gray. So I have to color my hair all the time. But I love playing around with hairstyles and just doing something different because hair, it grows. Yeah. So you know what? Do what you want to do.
If I have gray hair, I think I definitely have to grow out my color. I want to.
Oh, is that weird? Gray style. I'm waiting to have enough gray because otherwise it just looks. I call it the dirty dishwater look. That's what my hair looks like if it's not colored.
So our friend Casey, she's a redhead. And she has a lot of white in her hair.
Oh, it looks great.
And every time I'm like, man, your highlights look amazing. She's like, it's just white hair. Dang it, why?
That's not fair.
Anyway, so there's the story about hair. But let's talk about the no pants revolution.
Because we know how much that has to do with knitting. And the domestic arts. Come on.
It's her hair. I know, we're just... Anyway.
The no pants revolution, thanks to Amber Lindemann.
Oh my word. Amber Lindemann is an enabler. We've already discovered this. But we like her enabling style, which is why, I'm obsessed with her podcast. So... she was talking about how pants just are always uncomfortable and she never wants to wear them. And every time she's like, I think she said she felt like pants had failed her. I feel the same way. And it's hot and I don't want to wear like tons of, I don't want to wear all these layers. And I am not a shorts person for 2 reasons. One is that I just have never found a pair of shorts that I would want to wear. And the other one is a religious thing. So our religious beliefs, we wear sleeves and like basically nothing above the knee. And so
it's almost impossible to find unless you like mom shorts, which they have pockets.
This is true. Mom shorts, is that a thing?
Yes. Oh, have you seen the mom shorts YouTube video? It's a song.
No.
It's so good. I'm gonna put a link to that.
Mom shorts. Okay, I'm looking this up. Anyway, so a couple of years ago, sorry, I didn't mean to bump you. A couple of years ago, I actually I don't know, I think it was spring to summer, I got this bug and decided I was going to wear dresses and skirts. And I did for like 4 months, and then I stopped. But that had been a while, and I am not the same size now that I was then, and I didn't keep a lot of those things. And so anyway, when Amber kept talking about it, I'm like, I'm doing this again, because that was the coolest summer I had. I was not that hot during the summer. So anyway, I have been making some skirts, and I'm on day 13 of wearing a skirt.
Oh, wearing no pants.
The no pants revolution.
Just day 13 of wearing no pants. I have not worn pants for 2 weeks almost.
I just thought of something I didn't bring for finished objects.
What is that?
The little hedgehogs I knit.
Oh, we have to put a
I knit these tiny little hedgehogs. They're the little cotton rabbits hedgehog pattern. And I knit one. This is related to no pants, by the way.
I was wondering how this was going to...
I knit one back in December or November to send to my son, who is living in Ukraine right now on a church mission. And he has a thing about hedgehogs. So I knit one for him and sent that in his care package. But then my other 3 kids had kept begging me for one. And so the other day I wasn't feeling well, and I just sat and knit 3 hedgehogs. Gave one to each of my kids. They're super excited. And my daughter Aria is obsessed with her hedgehog. She has named it Pickle Shakespeare the 50-Tooth. It's an Aria thing. And she carries it around with her everywhere. So yesterday I said something, I think I was on the phone with you maybe. I can't remember, but I said something about the no pants revolution. Yeah. And Aria said that Pickle is also going to take part in the no pants revolution, which isn't too hard considering he's a knitted hedgehog.
And has no legs, but that's okay.
These are the things that he has little feet.
That's true.
He doesn't also have legs. He's basically like a little sausage with a nose and little feet.
I'm going to make him a skirt.
Make him a skirt? Him. Pickle.
Yes.
Okay. It could be a thing. How about a scarf? We should knit him a scarf.
That's funny.
These are the things that amuse us. I'm sorry. That's all I have to say is I'm sorry.
I'm not.
So, but talking about sewing, that brings us to our snippets from the past. I'm really excited. We are excited about this. You figured out that we like all kinds of crafty domestic arts, and sewing is one of them. But we've talked mostly the sewing. We've talked about quilting. We've talked about bags. We haven't, and aprons. But we wanted to talk about some of the clothing, and specifically some vintage patterns and vintage designs.
So we've got some fun ones from our family.
Yes. So we grew up with a family that a lot of people made their clothes. I mean, our grandmas, especially our Grandma Gray, made almost everything that she wore. Our mom, when she was a teenager, she got to a certain point. I mean, their family didn't have much money, and she got to a certain point where if she wanted new clothes, she had to make them. So she taught herself how to sew in order to make clothes.
And at that point, I think it's interesting because they had a treadle sewing machine, a singer, an old singer, and that's what she sewed on. So I remember her telling me all the things that she was making on that. So
because that was her grandma's sewing machine that they had. Mostly they had it there decoratively. Yeah. But they would use it too. So anyway, so we came from that, and I remember as a child, Mom sewing our clothes. I remember culottes. Do you remember culottes?
Culottes are back. Well, kind of. Okay, so when I was first day of 5th grade, for me, I was so excited. I was going to wear my favorite outfit that my mother made. So we'd watch all summer. She'd be working on sewing our clothes for the school year. And most of the time I was like, okay, well, that's fine, because we didn't really pick anything out. But this time I got to pick out the fabric and everything. And she was making me this matching skirt and shirt set that was kind of this tropical print. And I was so excited to wear it. And then I woke up in the morning of my first day of 5th grade, and I had appendicitis and I had to go to the hospital. And I wore that, but I don't know what happened in there. It either got lost, the clothes, or torn or something, and I never got to wear them to school. I was so disappointed. I was so excited because Mom, I remember watching her cut it out, and I just sit there watching, just waiting because I was so excited for her to finish that outfit.
I remember one year going to school and I had my culottes on, and they were corduroy culottes.
Ooh, those were a big deal.
And I came in from recess and I looked down and realized that for the first half of the day I'd been wearing them backward. And I stood there in the hall trying to decide if I could, this is the thoughts of a child. I think I was in 2nd grade. If I could just turn him around right there. And I actually tried, but realized, oh yeah.
There's a leg.
One leg in each hole. That's not going to work.
I'm trying to imagine trying to turn those around. That would be so amusing if you were a teacher there and just watching the kids like, what are you doing?
But the best thing my mom ever sewed for me was my 9th grade. So here in our area, we have junior high as opposed to middle school. So junior high goes 7th, 8th, and 9th grade. So your freshman year, you're actually still in junior high. But we have like graduation. They called it promotion.
Yeah, they called it promotion.
So you got promoted to not having to go to junior high anymore. But she made me this dress, and it's so 80s. I don't know if any of you who are our age remember gunny sacks, brand patterns, and like those designs. But I had this dress, and I had like ruffled tiers in the back with these huge poofy sleeves and a lace yoke. And it was the most beautiful thing anybody had ever worn anywhere. It was beautiful. My mom made that.
So let's show some of these patterns that we have.
Yes, let's see.
I want to show this one because there's handwritten notes by my grandmother on here where she would write down what colors she was using and what fabrics. So she wrote down on this one that she was going to use her brown fabric.
Excuse me. I just need...
Okay.
Oh, okay. Never mind. It'll just surprise us later.
That's going to be a fun one. Here she wrote down collar on 2.5. She wrote down her measurements here. Anyways, so it's just kind of a fun one. She made everything, and she made it so well. She was really good at sewing. I love that one.
I like this one. It's a very simple shift pattern, but it has her address. So she had purchased this and it had been sent to her, mailed to her. So I thought that was kind of fun. And her...
Doesn't live there anymore.
No.
Not living, and none of the family does.
The other thing I like about these,
that was fun.
This is a super fun one, but I want you to look at this right here. So this is a size 16 dress, and look at the bust measurement. It's 34.
Yeah.
This is evil. This is why you can't sew from vintage patterns. If you look at the size, you have to look at the measurements.
Yeah, and one thing about vintage patterns is they typically are in one size, whereas in patterns that we have now, they are in a range of sizes, and I really like that because I don't know anybody that is only one size everywhere in their body. And so this makes it so much easier to take the 16 bust and the 18 waist and the 14 hips or whatever you end up doing and combining those. I love these. I love these dress
really
patterns.
Sweet ones. Oh, look at that.
That is so fun. So much fun. These are just delightful. We have quite a few patterns here. I've shown this before, I think, where I've made quite a few dresses from this. And my girls have made them for themselves to wear. And my grandmother made these for her daughters.
These patterns are in very bad shape too, but look
that.
at this one with that neckline and those pockets. And look, her waist is like 15 inches around. Awesome. Okay, let's see. Then there's this one.
Ooh, I like that one.
Don't you love the hats that they picture?
Oh, let's see.
And the gloves.
Look at this hat. Here, put that one up with it. I just like looking at these.
That's fun.
People got dressed up. I mean, that wasn't for every single thing, but I like being casual, but I also really like that it's okay to wear a hat. If I were to wear a hat here, that would be really awkward.
I know you'd be loony. Now this one was made several times. It's tied together with string. This is how my grandmother had it. I haven't untied it. But I actually have one of these dresses, although the one that I have is not the double-breasted variety, but it's the same collar and everything. So I have one of these of hers. I have 2 of her dresses. We'll show a couple of those. And then the other ones I have get into the later
Yeah, these are ones
styles.
That were mom's.
Well, this one is grandma's still, but it's the same kind of era.
Yeah, these are what patterns that my mother made and used. And I thought those were really, really fun.
this one has her initials right there. My grandma's E.G., which were also my initials until I got married. Emily Gray. My grandmother was Edna. And then this one, I remember. Don't you remember she had it? Was it?
Yes. I don't remember what color.
I think it was floral. Like a bluish peacock blue floral in that one. Only she had added little sleeves to it. And there's a picture of her, I think, in a backyard when they used to do luau's in the backyard.
Oh,
so fun.
So fun. So we have some of these dresses that I'm going to take some pictures of. And we'll make a little slideshow of a few of these dresses here. Pants revolution.
I'm making skirts and skirts and skirts. Although not nearly as many as Amber, but
we are making, here's some fabric that my daughter picked out yesterday because she wants to make some vintage inspired skirts. She wants a couple of circle skirts. So she picked out this fabric yesterday.
Which daughter?
Ella, my 13-year-old daughter. And I think this one will be really pretty. And with that, we have one crinoline to go underneath the skirts. That's what makes them flare out. And so we needed another one. So we had kind of a fun experiment here. I took one of my daughter's old ballet costumes that we were going to send them out, and I decided, well, rather than getting rid of them and we need another crinoline, let's see if we can use the skirt and make it into another crinoline for you. So here's a picture of what it looked like before. And then I'm going to grab it. We flipped it upside down. So this was the skirt. And we cut the bodice off and flipped it upside down. And this was the bottom of kind of the leotard, the panty part. We cut that off, put a casing in, and had a crinoline. So, so I have a picture here of my daughter wearing it. You really only see a little bit of it. But this isn't exactly the right shape because it's too full right here. Mm-hmm. What it needs is, it needs to graduate in fullness from a little bit and get bigger and bigger and bigger. So I need to remove a couple of these layers and cut those and divide them and add them gathered onto the bottom to create proper shaping on that. So that was...
Yeah, because you don't want to go like from waist to like...
big.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of, she looks really hippie. She doesn't have many very large hips, and it looks like
she doesn't have any hips.
She does.
She's
not like me. She's not built like a boy.
Okay, she's just tiny, I should say.
She's tiny.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a fun thing, but I want to do a no waistband revolution. I want all dresses. I want to be comfortable. I like just the long, flowy summer maxi dresses. I like that, but I don't think that I'll be doing a 100% no waistband revolution. I don't think that I could possibly manage that. I do like skirts though in the summer.
I don't think I will probably be 100% in skirts either.
Yeah, I still wear, I mean, I have pants,
but I certainly like skirts. They're just cool and comfy. And I was telling, I actually had a friend who texted me this morning who said, I keep seeing that you're making all these skirts and you're inspiring me to do it. And so I was telling her, one of the things that I do is I build a slip into each skirt so I don't have to have another separate layer. Because the other thing, slips always kind of like shift around and I feel like I'm constantly adjusting them. Plus, I don't like the whole point of the skirts is to have like natural cotton fabrics so that they're nice and cool. And all my slips are like, you know, synthetic. So anyway, I make a slip, light cotton one to go just attached into each skirt.
That's really smart. Really smart.
So.
I just hate having so much on my waist. It just, like, thinking about it right now is like making me feel claustrophobic.
Breathe, you can do it.
So that's why I'm just like, the fewer the layers. So some skirts, some pants are okay if they have like a really wide and comfortable waistband, but most pants
could be worse. You could have that on your waist right there. Because I mean, that's so cute, but not comfortable looking at all.
Most of the dresses, though, even if they do have a waistband, I mean, you're looking at the picture of how they have this. I probably wouldn't wear the belt, but if you're just wearing the dress,
and then a crinoline underneath it too.
Yeah, I'm not wearing
at your
crinoline.
waist.
No. If I do, no.
How about this one? This waist. Look at that. Oh my goodness.
I think
They're
if I had a waist this size, I'd be uncomfortable.
I'm sorry, but I would like a place to keep my internal organs, please.
Look, they believed in pockets. Look.
I know, those pockets are so cute.
With women's equality, we lost the right to have decent pockets still. Can't we have real pockets? I love adding pockets. Anytime I make something, I'm like, I am putting the biggest pockets I can manage in every single thing, because like the pants I'm wearing now, they have pockets in there, but they're stitched closed because they're not usable.
Oh, that's
like
nice.
Because if you were to actually use, like, they don't work. I'm like, why did you even sew those in there? That's kind of ridiculous. Now I know a lot of times they'll sew some and then baste them closed so that everything lays nice and smooth and flat. That's not the case with the pants I'm wearing. They sewed pockets in and sewed it shut, like not basted, just sewed it. They're not to be used. They're just to be dreamed about. Like, dream of putting things in this pocket, but don't actually.
I haven't put any pockets in my skirts yet because I don't want like side pockets. I'd want more like the kind of pockets that are in jeans, like the front ones right here.
I just like pockets.
Because I don't need anything extra, like right in the seams on the sides. I don't really need that, so anyway.
I think the only difference is if you have large pockets, you don't have to have a purse, because then you've got like your wallet and your keys and your phone and all. And my husband sometimes can't keep his pants up all the time because of how much weight is in there. I'm like, I'm just getting you a purse. I'm just gonna get you a purse. There's a reason that we carry those.
That's like my husband's suit coat. Like his suit coat that he wears to church, like at the inside pockets, he will store stuff in there forever. He'll take it all out, take it to the cleaners, he'll come back and he'll stick it all back in there. And he's got like little pictures the kids have drawn. I'm like,
it's okay.
You can actually take that out and leave it.
It's a scrapbook in your pocket. So here's one of the dresses. This one has a waistband, but it's not a restrictive waistband. I want to make this dress.
That's cute.
That's one.
I like the little 3/4 sleeves with the cuffs.
Yeah,
or the
I
half
like that
ones.
one.
They're adorable.
And this one has a tie, but it looks like the crossover is sewn in on the front. It's
like
just
an
has
origami belt.
Yeah, so it's doesn't look too restrictive. I like that one. So we've got a couple of dresses I want to make.
Super fun.
Lots of fun things, lots of patterns. I have a sewing list a mile long of all the summer projects, which also brings me to a shop announcement.
Okay.
I am not continuing the Project Bag of the Month Club. Don't get mad. Well, you can get mad, but I'm still not doing it. So. Because I have so many other things that I need to be sewing. And that I want to sew. Because in the summertime, as soon as it gets, 90 degrees, I just want to sew vintage things. I don't know what it is, but I want to sew fun and things that are absolutely of either no use or not needed, just fun. And so that's what I want to do.
So vintage things, hang things on the line in the backyard to dry.
Yes.
Listen to Ella Fitzgerald.
Yes. Drink homemade lemonade.
Yep, and
read books out in the shade.
In the shade, yeah. Or knit in the shade while you listen to books. Either one.
Yep. That sounds
Hey,
wonderful.
that's what we're doing. So I'm gonna have to quit everything else in my life.
Yeah, with all that extra
You're
time
still
you
gonna
have-
be doing your one-of-a-kind bags, though, aren't you?
Yes, so I will be sewing project bags, but I'll just be sewing them as I have a chance. And I just like making one-of-a-kind bags because to me that's what I enjoy doing, is just the creating something, like coming up with an idea, making it, and then I'm done with it and move on to the next one. But I also will most likely not be having like a big shop update, shop announcement. I'll just, as I make them, I'll just put it in my shop, and if you see it and you grab it, fantastic. So that's what I'm going to be doing.
So you're gonna have to like set your alarm to check regularly.
Just go in. I'll probably just on Instagram, hey, I just posted this one, and there you go. That's what I used to do. But a lot of people were like, can you let me know when you're going to update? And so I was trying to make it so people knew like when to go. And the other thing is that it kind of created this frenzy where everybody's like, oh, we got to fight for it. And I don't like that.
Yeah.
I want it to be an enjoyable experience, not people having to fight over something. And so I want it just to be a fun thing. So that's what I'm doing.
Okay, sounds good.
Do we have anything else? I think that's all we have
I don't
today.
think so. I think
right.
that's been
We have-
everything. I'm hoping to have that shawl done next time, and
Okay.
we'll see your socks that you're knitting for Claire.
Yep, we'll get started on that. I don't know what our schedule will be like throughout the summer, so
We will do our best.
hopefully, because this is an enjoyable process,
Yes.
that we can do it regularly.
Yes.
But we're not sure. This is just going to be kind of up in the air. So
Starting in June, I run an event pretty much every weekend for the rest of the summer. So like my whole week is preparing for that, and your kids are involved, and you know, so there's lots going on for you guys too. And anyway, so we'll see. I'll try and post pictures on Instagram though, if you want to see me as Queen Emily in my giddy up.
Yeah, we're gonna have some that will definitely have fun pictures. I put some in. I think the second episode. I hate to send you back there though. It's ugly, people. It's ugly. Like if the first episode for some reason pops up for some reason in my feed, like as a suggested or whatever, I just cringe like, oh, I'm sorry. And I feel like I should go delete it, but it's there.
Don't.
But 1 year anniversary is only a couple months away.
That's right. So do we celebrate the 1 year anniversary of the podcast?
Yeah.
And then again celebrate the 1 year anniversary of when I joined you like a month later?
Well, we can have 2 celebrations. 2 is always better than 1.
There better be chocolate.
All right. Thanks for joining us again. We appreciate having you with us.
Have a great June that's just starting tomorrow. See you soon. Bye.
Bye.